Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight's story will take us somewhere we've all seen, but few have truly understood the moon, because what if I told you there might be something up there that's not supposed to be? Something ancient, something hidden. This is the mysterious real story of the hidden base on the moon. It all began in the late 1960s, during the height of the space race. NASA's Apollo missions were sending astronauts to the moon, and behind every landing there were thousands of hours of data, radio communication, and images. But among those transmissions, a few strange ones stood out. During the Apollo 11 mission, while Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were on the surface, there were a few minutes of radio silence, a technical glitch, NASA called it, but some claim that wasn't the truth. According to leaked recordings and accounts from former NASA employees, during that blackout, Armstrong reportedly said, "They're here. They're watching us from the edge of the crater." Of course, NASA has never confirmed that quote. But what makes it even stranger is that a few years later, the Apollo 16 and Apollo 17, crews also reported seeing mysterious lights moving across the moon as surface lights that didn't behave like stars or reflections. Something or someone seemed to be there. Fast forward a few decades. In the early 2000s, a batch of old NASA photographs from the Lunar orbiter missions were released to the public. Thousands of high-resolution images of the moon's surface. But some sharp-eyed researchers noticed something odd in certain craters. Like Mare Tranquillitatis and Copernicus, there appeared to be perfectly geometric shapes, massive rectangular shadows, hexagonal structures, and even what looked like towers casting long shadows on the lunar surface. One image in particular, labeled AS171352060, shows a tall, narrow structure that rises straight out of the ground, far too straight to be natural. NASA's official response: image artifact, but independent analysts claimed otherwise. They called it the Lunar Tower. Soon after these images started circulating, NASA quietly removed or rescanned several of them in lower resolution. Coincidence, or a cleanup operation? In 1995, a former U.S. Air Force sergeant named Carl Wolf came forward with a shocking story. He claimed that while working at Langley Air Force Base in the 1960s, he was helping process lunar orbiter photos. One night, another technician told him something that would change his life forever. He said, "There's a base on the far side of the moon." Wolf described seeing clear images of massive structures, towers, domes, even buildings that looked mechanical, hold hidden in craters away from human eyes. He said it looked ancient, like it had been there for thousands of years. A few years after giving this interview publicly, Wolf passed away in a mysterious accident. To this day, his story remains one of the most chilling whistleblower accounts in space history. But the mystery doesn't stop with photographs. In 2016, NASA released declassified audio from the Apollo 10 mission, the one that orbited the moon, just before Apollo 11's landing. While passing over the dark side of the moon, the part that never faces Earth, astronauts reported hearing something strange, a high-pitched rhythmic woo-woo sound for minutes. It echoed through their communication system. One astronaut even said, "That music even sounds outer spacey, doesn't it?" NASA's explanation: radio interference. But remember, on the far side of the moon, there's no Earth signal interference at all. So where did that sound come from? In recent years, China's Chang'e missions have photographed areas of the moon that no one had seen in high resolution before, especially on the far side. One photo, taken in 2022, showed a cube-shaped object in the distance. At first, Chinese scientists called it the Mystery Hut. When their rover approached it, they claimed it was just a rock formation, but many observers weren't convinced. Zoomed-in analyzers show edges too perfect and shadows too uniform. It looked like a constructed block, not a random boulder. And here's the part most people don't know. Every major space agency, NASA, Roscosmos, CNSA, even ISRO, has stopped releasing high-resolution images of the moon's far side. It's almost like there's something they don't want us to see. Some researchers believe the moon itself might not even be what we think it is. A few scientists and ancient astronaut theorists suggest it could be a hollow or partially artificial satellite, placed there by an ancient civilization. Why? Because the moon is perfectly positioned to create total solar eclipses, something that's astronomically rare. And seismic data from Apollo missions show that when meteorites hit the moon, it rings like a bell as if hollow inside. Could the hidden base be part of a greater design, remnants of an ancient alien outpost buried deep within the lunar crust? Every year, more amateur astronomers claim to spot strange lights, movements, and shapes on the moon's surface. Some say they've seen flashes like vehicles. Others have recorded patterns that seem to repeat as if something is still active. NASA officially denies all claims of any base or structure, but the question remains: why are so many photos edited, blurred, or missing? And why does every astronaut who's gone to the moon come back a little different? Maybe they saw something they were told never to talk about. So the next time you look up at the moon, remember, you're not just looking at a rock orbiting Earth, you're looking at a silent witness, maybe even a home for something beyond our understanding. Maybe the real reason we stopped going to the moon is because someone else was already there. If you enjoyed this mysterious story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves deep space secrets. Comment below, do you believe there is something hidden on the moon, or is it all just coincidence and shadow tricks? Until next time, keep your eyes on the sky because sometimes the truth hides in plain sight.